Now, what is Power Query? Now, let's think of Power Query as basically the makeup room of Power BI. Okay, it's like kind of a backstage. Raw data will come in, it will be messy, having nulls, mistakes, mismatches, and Power Query will clean up your data before it hits your beautiful report. Now, without talking much, let's just get into the practical stuff. From where do we access Power Query? Now you see this is the transform data, that is the Power Query editor. This is where all the cleaning and transformation takes place. Now let's quickly walk you through the main parts of Power Query. On the left side you have the Power Query pane. This shows you all the tables, files, or data sources you have loaded, and each item here is called as the query. Whatever you see, wherever I have connected, everything is in the form of a query. In the middle, if you see a data preview grid. Over here, you see your data, but not the entire data. You can just see a sample set kind of a data set of your data. And Power Query usually shows you this so that you can check and then try and transform whatever, transformations you need in the data. On the right side, you see something called as the applied steps. Now, every action that you perform in this Power Query editor is recorded as a single step. You can rename those steps. Okay, so if, for example, you're changing the data type, it will be, or changing the source or navigating, it will be in the form of one single step. As you see over here, source and navigation. First step is connecting to the source. Second step is that in that particular source where exactly your table is located. So you can reorder steps, delete steps, okay, add some new step, open M code behind each steps. All these things you can do over here. And the last and the most important point is the Power Query ribbon, okay, that you see on the top, where you have the home tab, the transform tab, the column tab, add column, and the view tab. Okay, tools, this is very important. This is where everything happens. Mostly you get all the things that you require. Suppose you want to remove your rows, so you have it in your home tab, or you want to trim, clean, uppercase, lowercase in the transform tab, so on and so forth. Now I will show you some very simple transformations in this video, and in the next video we will target on more complicated transformations. So without further ado, let's just start with our transformations, simple ones that I'm going to show you in this video. Now to show you all some kind of transformations, I cannot use the AdventureWorks database that I already have with me. The problem with that is that this data is very sanitized. What Microsoft has given, it is a entirely sanitized data. There are very less number of things that I can change in this or improve in this, and actual transformations, if you ask me, are always in improving the data quality of the data or doing something with the data that is beneficial for us. इन शॉर्ट, जहाँ पे कचरा नहीं है वहाँ साफ सफाई नहीं कर सकते. Okay, so instead of using this data, I have created my own version of kind of a very messy data, and we are going to see those simple transformation on that messy data. Okay, so let me open that file first over here. Now this version of data that I'm opening has been created by me, and it is completely unclean, unsanitized data, and we will go through it how to make it clean and transform this data. If you ask me that should we get such kind of messy, unclean data directly connected to Power BI, then no, this should not be the case. Power BI should always be at the end point of your transformed data. But sometimes it is not possible. Yes, there can be scenarios like very old ERP systems when you are getting the data. Many of the times dates are not correct. Okay, so we have to do certain changes in Power BI. Or you are getting certain data completely from the customer every morning, some new data, Excel sheets and all. This also can be the case. That's why certain transformations are important to be done at our end. Now let's start with our process of cleaning of the data. The first thing that you see is every column has some or the other issue. So if you take first name, middle name, last name, for example, firstly they have spaces at the start, at the end, capitalized, non-capitalized, and this kind of data will not do. So first thing we will do is trim and clean all the columns. So I'm trimming the columns right now. So I'm right clicking, and on in the transform option you have the trim option. So trimming is done now. What trimming does is that it removes the spaces first and last, and then we clean the data. So this is always the first step when you see a column. Trimming is very important, because if you are doing any kind of matching or password matching, this can break your system. Okay. Then again, what I am doing over here is, let's make it uppercase, or let's better make it, I think, capitalized with the first word. So there are two options over here: uppercase and only capitalizing the first word. Okay, so I'm opting for capitalize your each word. Okay, so every word that comes first will be capitalized. So this is done, and now we come to the email address. That was simple. Now at the email address, you see there are blanks, there is NA over here, there are even double at the rates. So first thing first, let's just replace NA. Then we have to right click on the email address, and we have to click on replace values. The value to find will all of course be NA, because we have to replace that, and we have to replace it with a blank space. Now I'm choosing blank space because there is already a blank available in the column, and I need uniformity amongst the things that we don't have in the column. And now I am showing you how to create a custom column for that particular blank, how to handle blanks. So generally we what we do is that we replace a blank by null value. Okay, why I'm saying null value is because if you do replace values and input blank and then replace it with a null, what happens is that the column will be filled with the text value of null. So the accepted way is to create a custom column. You give that if your email address has blanks, then you replace them with null, else you keep the email address and give a new column name. So what this will do is that it will create a new column. Okay, I'm giving the name as clean email address. Okay, and this will create a new column where your blanks will be replaced as null. If you see over here, now there are two columns available in your data. One is your original email address, and one is the email address that you have actually cleaned, and that can be used in your reports. Okay, you can go back to the original email address if you want to check or you want something more, but this is how we clean or how we replace blanks by nulls. Now, after your email address, let's come to the phone number. If you see, most of the phone numbers are not uniform. First and foremost, we have hyphens, we have spaces. So let us remove those first. Okay. So let's go to your replace values. And value to find will be a hyphen, and replace it with nothing. Okay. So that the hyphen will clearly go away. Yes, now the hyphen has gone. Let's come to the space. We will do the same thing with the space. Let's click on replace values. Give a space in the value to find and replace it with nothing. So the space is also almost gone. But if you see that the phone numbers are not at all uniform, their length is not the same. Okay, so what I was thinking is, let's put a length check. Okay, let's put a length check on the phone number. So let us have a custom column for that. I have given the name of the column as length check phone number, and in the custom column we have a predefined function over here. It is nothing complicated. Text dot length, it's a predefined function on the column itself. So the column name is your phone number column. Okay, so this will create a new column now. Okay, click on OK, and the new column is created, which is the length check, and the length is 10 10 0 12 5. So after we connect it to a report, we can actually find out that which ones are the valid phone numbers and which ones are not. Let's go ahead to the other column over here. If you see the business entity ID, it acts like the primary key of the table. So if you see the number 3, okay, 1 2 3 3 4 is repeated, and I don't want this. We don't want duplicates in a primary key. So let's remove duplicates over here. It's very easy. Right click and remove the duplicates. Now, one important thing when you remove the duplicates is that always the second duplicate, the second row which is duplicate, will be deleted, not the first row. So if you want to delete the second one and not the first one, there is another method to it which I won't discuss with this right now. We will take it up in another video. Now, after business entity ID, let's check some other column which needs our help, generally dates. Okay, so let's go to modified date. If you see over here, modified date is a text, okay, and we don't want date as text. So first I'm doing a detect data type. But in this scenario, when the dates are not at all matching to or uniform, detection will not work. So I am going to manually input date as a data type over here, and if you see, it has converted most of the dates in its proper format. However, one date is, it's not exactly a date, it is currently a wrong date. It's an error, proper error. So I've got this error over here. Now there are two ways to deal with this error. First is that you replace this error by something which is meaningful. Okay, you can replace an error with something like not available or cannot identify, wrong dates given, something like that, so it is identifiable. Or you can directly delete the row in itself. Now to keep the video length short, I will close and apply with whatever changes we have done till now, because I want to show you one thing which is very important over here. I had left something purposely so that when we load this data, we can understand one concept over here. Let's load the data. So if you see now, 4 rows loaded for sales order header. I had done some changes in that table also, but the other table has an error which I had left there purposely. I did not resolve the error while loading the data, and this error is in the date table. Okay, now the date here is completely a wrong date, and that is why I am going to delete this row so that we can load the data properly. Until and unless you have errors in your data, you won't be able to load them. So you have to resolve the errors over here itself. So let's first go to the table, which is messy person table. Go to the date, and over here I'm going to delete the errors. Now there are two ways. You can replace the errors also. Okay, there is a replace errors option also. You can give a value over here and the error will be replaced. But for now, I'm going to show you all how to remove the error also. So right click and remove errors. So after removing the error, our data is completely clean to load now. Okay, in this video we have gone through how to trim and clean the data, how to create a custom column, how to set data types if they are not available or wrongly set, how to clean dates, and how to remove errors. So let's keep another video for more complicated transformations, and for now keep learning and bye bye.